Today, I'm gonna do one of the coolest hikes in the Catskills. Go see the ruins of a once beautiful hotel on the top of this mountain here, called the Overlook Mountain House. In the 1800s, mountain houses were all the rage. Hotels built at the top of mountains. In the Catskills, there were 4 of them. They've all burned down, including this one. This one has the most grand palatial ruins. I've never been to it. I've been hanging around the Catskills for 5 or 6 days now, and finally, the sun just came out an hour ago. At long last. I've only done one other hike while I'm here, so I'm excited to do another one. And then I need to get off this mountain without melting my brakes and getting back to Massachusetts. One thing at a time. Let's hit the trail. This Overlook Hotel burnt down at least 2 times, once a year after it opened. They quickly rebuilt it. Then it burnt down like 2 or 3 more times after that. They gave up on rebuilding it. It just wasn't economical. I can see why though. Just the road to this Overlook Hotel here is the most taxing of all the mountain house roads I've been on yet. There are no switchbacks, it's just straight ascent, like 20 degrees the entire time. I'm feeling it in my feet. So in cars in like the 1900s, 1910s, or horseback or whatever they were doing, that had to be pretty hard. Oh my God, those poor horses. Okay, I feel like I'm coming up on something. According to the map, I'm still a half mile. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. There was the fireplace, at least the main one in the center of the building. This was a decently sized hotel. I guess this would have been the main lobby where the restaurant area is. And there are 2nd and 3rd levels only on the wings of it. I guess that's where all the rooms are. Well, look at this, we can go down a ways. From right here, it's a steep drop. I guess this was a window or something like that. Here are the stairs though. They're still perfectly walkable. I think this thing last operated in the 1940s. I'm really dying to see a layout of the building, some pictures inside when it was in operation. It feels like a castle right here. Like this big bay window that you can shoot arrows out of or something. And there is kind of a courtyard right here with only one door in and only one passage out. Very claustrophobic. I'm wondering what this was. No windows on the walls in the bottom level of it. I'm looking all around, but I only see one remnant of the wood posts of the interior that survived fire. This thing right there, coming out about 8 feet above the ground level. Yeah, there's nothing else at the perimeter in here. Some of these wood posts were formed right into the concrete, but there are also the remains of some iron girders over on the other side. I'm having a hard time finding any historic photos of the interior of this place. I think it's fair to say that that was a main entrance over there. And there was a corridor to the central lobby over there. The stairs just brought you up to the 2nd level. I'm guessing that was like a reception room or maybe a dining area. And there were 5 floors in total, at least on this side. It kind of goes up the mountain this way and over that way a bit, kind of like a big T shape. I'm gonna go around the outside and explore the top part next. I want to kind of go clockwise, counterclockwise around this whole place. So there is a little herd path out here. I think I can get up to the higher elevation. I don't like climbing around inside there. It is pretty mucky, dirty, and I injured my ankle. Last night I had to kick my scooter for around 7 miles because the battery died. And I've noticed a problem doing that. I kept hitting my ankle against the kickstand of the scooter, and I think I shattered my ankle or something. It's in a lot of pain. Woke up this morning, it's all swollen. Here's a little inlet to one of the higher rooms. Let's see. This is not... It just kind of overlooks that one. I don't know how you get in or out of this place. Is there a door? Let's see. Over there? No, there's no door. This is just a death trap right here. Actually, I think all of this dirt and detritus has just been filled in. There is the arch of what used to be a giant heating unit right there. So I think all this dirt, it's just the ruins of the fire and stuff. There's actually still a pipe here. And there's some ceramic, like porcelain remains scattered around. So there still are artifacts, plenty of artifacts of when this place was in operation. And over here, this must be some kind of utility shed. Yeah, it only goes into here. Maybe snow removal equipment, maybe a little shuttle or something. I mean, there's not much of a walkway right here. These stairs go around the outside, so I guess this was a real trail at some point. Let's see how far I can get. Let's see what's at the top of this wall. Is this? Oh, there we go. Nice to see the sun. This is the topmost part. There's an antenna up here and what looks like a second building, like a standalone building. I guess it was a 2-building complex. This one looks like a post office or something. Yeah, check this out. I wonder what this was for. The stonework kind of looks different from the rest of the hotel. Maybe an inn master or a gatekeeper or some official commander of the residence or something. I'm not sure why the building would be detached like that. This was a substantial hotel. In its day, all these trees around it were cleared. And you have not quite a 360-degree view, maybe like 270, 3/4 of a circle. Let's go see what this is. I'm guessing there was some kind of wood balcony here that connected me to that platform. Then I could walk down the stairs into the main reception area. Yeah, I would have loved to see this place in operation. I have actually stayed in a couple of mountain houses in this country. I love it. The Amicalola Lodge in Georgia, where the AT starts. I've stayed at the Bascom Lodge at the top of Mount Greylock. That is an awesome experience. I just wish they would put private bathrooms in the rooms there, like more like a regular hotel. I would do that again. I think I'm gonna walk through this one last time and then start heading back down. Yeah, this was another wing of it. I'm guessing just more rooms. Unlike the other side, this is only 3 floors right here on this main entryway that I'm gonna exit, head back down the road. Yeah, this place is cool. Probably the best urbex I've done yet. I've done a handful of them. Just the views here. And I mean, in its day, all these trees were even shorter. Even now, the views are amazing. It's starting to get windy and cold, though. I've been in the Catskills for 5.5 days. This is only the second hike I've done, which makes me feel kind of sad. It's just been so gloomy and miserable for the 4 days in between, the last 4 days up until this morning. And I'm always thinking about, did I make the best use of my time while I was here? Did I maximize my time? I find myself doing that so much lately. It's affecting, I have an 8-hour-a-day job. I have my YouTube I like to maintain. I have my own security I need to maintain, which is a lot of conscious effort moving around in the van. And then I want to maintain relationships too. And I'm just always juggling time. I don't know why I got on this train of thought. It's about 2 miles back down to the van. The mountain house road kind of spirals around the mountain a couple of times, very cool, like Dracula's castle. Gives you a sense of the lay of the land here in the Catskills. There I am using that term again for the 3rd time this week. But I guess this is actually facing west. We've done a 180. The Overlook house faces east. Great for a sunrise. This would be great for a sunset too. I'm sure it was in the day. All the trees are overgrown now. I really want to look up how horses survived walking up a road like this, because there's no level part to it at all. No switchbacks. Must have been absolutely brutal. I want to do a meal prep tonight too. Not sure where I'm going to end up. Probably in Massachusetts. Hopefully find an Aldi or something on the way there. Pick up some cheap groceries, because I have no food and my battery is back above 50%. I'm fine with turning the fridge back on. Look what happened to my knees. Can you see this? I walked through something, those burdocks. I got a million of these all over me. Oh my God. Beautiful sunset though. I got back just to the parking lot in time. Take a look at that. The Overlook Mountain House. Very, very cool. I think I'm gonna start driving just towards Massachusetts. Pull over at an exit or something where I see an Aldi, something like that. I feel like the grocery stores are only open for a couple more hours, so I'm not gonna make it all the way to Mass. I'm kind of like on a post right here. I'm afraid to fall. I did a karate kick move to come up here because I injured my ankle. Here we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta stop doing stuff like that. There is some Grand Hotel still there, still operating. I'm not sure what it's called. Phoenix or something like that. Anyway, I'm starting my descent. I'm not going the way I came. I'm going northwest. Kind of cool. I have started the descent. I could not figure out how to manually park the thing. Yeah, it's just the controls are all wacky. I hope this doesn't go on too much longer. This is a very pretty ride, and I almost just hit a deer. This just keeps going further and further down. I am seriously getting worried about the brakes overheating. There is no level places to pull over. I don't know how long this goes on. It's been longer than 2 miles already. So I'm just going to record. If my brakes liquefy and I die, at least there's a recording and evidence of it. But so far, so far so good. I just got the brakes rebuilt like 2 months ago. New pads, new calipers, new absolutely everything. But this is a challenge. Alright, another hard 90-degree turn right here. There's been a lot of these. Finally some switchbacks and a little bit of a level ground. Whew. This is all downtown Woodstock right here. Looks like it has a bit of a nightlife. Looks like a resort town like Provincetown or Salem, Mass. I couldn't resist stopping for some coffee. Check this out. French maple toast. I'm definitely grabbing some of that. Stopped to let the brakes cool. Couldn't resist getting myself another coffee. The Stewart's shops, they go nuts with different flavors and stuff. This is like a pumpkin walnut or something like that. I wish 7-Eleven would do something like that. They only have 2 flavors all the time. I like Stewart's. I wish we had them in mass. As for tonight, I am not going to do the meal prep. The elusive cooking marathon is going to have to wait. It's too late. It's already 8. It's another hour and 45 minutes to mass. I don't like starting that late. And tomorrow is a work day. So, right now, I'm just going to focus on getting to Pittsfield. Gonna be a honey maple ham salad tonight and all the usual stuff. Stocking up on some toiletries and other general supplies. Yeah, I can't wait to do a cooking marathon, but it's already pretty late. After this, I might sleep over here in a big box store a lot and just like hit the hay. I'm ready to go to bed. It's always tough coming back to the office from the trail, but I did it. I made it through another day, and I've been looking forward to doing a meal prep all day. I love cooking, not just to save money, but because I find the whole process fun. It's like a little science project. It smells great in here. I'm at Aldi in Pittsfield, where I go as often as I can. They have the best prices and that garlic and herb chicken that I love. So let's go stock up. This is the stuff, garlic and herb chicken. I love this stuff. And the grain mix have settled into good old brown rice and that quinoa that I love so much. Not as good as the birdseed mix, but I've stuck with this mix for a couple of months now. I like it a lot. I got all the same stuff. The only fresh veggies I got were these miniature rock-sized potatoes that I love. Now that I boil them a little first before throwing them on the grill, it makes it much more palatable. I got probably way too much food, enough for 2 weeks probably. And of course that quinoa, that's how I pronounce it. I had to do this narration from this angle because my scooter is still up here in my passenger seat. I think I'm actually going to go to my storage unit before I go to my cooking spot, which will be the Applebee's parking lot, just to get this out of here. You know, no one ever sits in my passenger seat. It's great for the scooter, but I don't think it's so good for the seat. The kickstand and the scooter and the little metal edges of it tend to dig into the cushion of the seat. I feel like it's a matter of time before it rips it. With any luck, we'll get an Indian summer and I'll be able to take that thing out again because I love using that little scooter. Of all the bikes and scooters I've gotten, That one gets the most use. It's just the smallest, the simplest, the easiest to use, the easiest to carry. All right, time to get cooking. There's a couple things I want to get at Walmart first before I start cooking. I need more propane, the stuff I use in my little burner back there. And also, I want to get a cooking pan with a lid. Someone had the ingenious comment on my last cooking session of just putting a lid over the pan, and that will trap the heat and cook everything twice as fast. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I'm just really stupid sometimes. So I'm going to get a pan. I think I have a limit. It has to be like 12.5 inches or less in diameter to fit the space back there. Only Walmart has enough variety around here. It's right by the Applebee's I'm going to cook at. And look at these beautiful colors right here in these maple. I think peak fall foliage, fall color is probably going to be this weekend here in the Berkshires. Not sure if I'm sticking around or what. The propane canisters I cook with are the same that go in my little buddy emergency space heater. It's nice to stock up on only one type of fuel container. This is actually a 2-pack for less than $10. That's the cheapest I've ever seen it. Good old Walmart has pretty much everything you need for van life. I swear, this is what I cook with. That's my grill. This is my emergency space heater right here, the little buddy. And these canned heat fuel containers are my backup cooking situation. Yeah, everything I need is right here in this aisle. I was really hoping Walmart just sold orphan lids so I could just add it to the pan I already have. But I guess not. I did get a nice pan though. It's red. It holds 4 or 5 quarts, however that much is. It has a lid and it's less than 12.5 inches wide, so it should do the trick. Just has this handle that sticks out. The pan I had before, you could fold the handle. So I'm gonna have to jigger things around. You know, when you live in a van, it's just like never-ending Tetris. You get one thing at a slightly different dimensions than what it's replacing. You have to jigger everything around. It can be infuriating sometimes. I've got my cooking operation all set up in here. I have my propane heater all set up. It fits perfectly on this countertop right here. I have my rice going. What I do now is 2/3 brown rice, 1/3 quinoa. There, I said it correctly for y'all. I threw in a banana and I also threw in some dill this time. I have that new pan going. I'll put the lid on it. I'm eager to see how much time this saves. It's 7:56 p.m. right now. That's the official kickoff time. Let's say 8 p.m. That normally takes forever to cook. And I can store a ton of crap in there. I did throw some oil in there just to like dissipate the heat and stuff. I have all my regular utensils, my cooking tools, supplies. I store it all back here around the sink. And last but not least, my cutting board right over here. So I always save the lighting ceremony of this for when I start recording, because I did this one time and there's a huge explosion. I've since learned to get the gas going before lighting it. So let's get the rice going first. Make sure I hear something there. There we go. A bit of an explosion, perfectly manageable. And then this big thing. This pan barely fits. Like it just barely fits into this grill. There we go. Yeah, I have all of that going. I love cooking in here. You know, it's just the coziest operation. It gets warm in here, even though I have my fan sucking all the steam out. But I get warmth off of this. I get the beautiful smells. Sometimes when I'm not recording, I'll play some NPR or some radio in the background. It's just the most relaxing thing in the world. I love cooking. I can see why people get into it. I'll let that go for a while, and then I've got a ton more food to cook, so this might take a while. I think I'm supposed to take the lid off from time to time, just let some of the steam escape. It's 9:03, so that's been cooking for an hour. It's still that chicken. It's just taken forever. So I think what I'm gonna do is just cook up the rest of my birdseed mix, which will give me like 2 weeks worth of food out of this. It's way too much food, but just gives me something to do. I hate a burner just sitting here going unused. Alright, I think these chickens are just about done. They're brown on both sides. They've been cooking for an hour and a half. That took a while, but everything else should go much more quickly. Next on up, all the pork cutlets. I'm just throwing them all in like that. I'm going to throw some dill and maybe a little bit of salt in there. I'm really into dill lately. I mean, I used to put it on everything a long time ago. I may have just spit right there. Sorry about that. But I love dill. It's just such a great flavor. And in those, I think I'm going to throw in some asparagus and some corn. I don't really care what vegetable gets mixed with one meat here. I just like, it all tastes good, you know what I mean? One thing I like about this new pan, aside from having a lid, is it just has so much more volume than what I was using before. I'm going to try to use up the rest of this Korean barbecue stuff. It's all been caked, stuck together, so I'm just going to have to throw it in there as huge chunks. These are like entire bricks of that barbecue stuff. This is going to be a very spicy set of pork tenderloins. I've got all that rice bagged, so I'm going to take advantage of this freed up cooktop and boil these potatoes. I've learned that I can actually just cut them with scissors. I like to cut them in half. They just cook a little faster that way. Yeah, look at that. I just realized this now. This saves me a ton of hassle. Let those boil for a bit. And this stuff, oh my God, I can feel it in my nostrils. That Korean barbecue stuff is going to knock me the hell out. But I think these are almost done cooking. The Walmart up there is open for another hour until 11. I want to be done by then. It's exactly 10 o'clock now. I should be done by then. I thought I'd take a peer and see how Applebee's is doing. Yeah, this Applebee's does such good business here. It's packed every night of the week. Yeah, that's a decent crowd, I'd say. I just finished up. I got 10 delicious dinners worth of food out of that with meat and then a whole bunch of leftover vegetables. I'll just try to put that all into a big bag or maybe a couple of bags and buy some of those ham steaks for $3 that you can get at the market basket. Yeah, it smells good in here. That took 3 hours and 12 minutes. Normally takes like 3.5 hours. I don't know why this did not speed up the process having a pan with a lid here. It is fun to cook. I think the metal of the pan I got is just so thick that it just, I don't know, it could not conduct the heat as well as the old one or something like that. I don't know. I'm just eager to get all of this cleaned up. I like to do a deep clean in the kitchen in here. I made a huge mess. I got away from cooking with rice for a while because the little rice pellets just get everywhere. And that's exactly what happened here. I'll have to do a deep clean of the van tomorrow. Right now, I'm gonna pack up all this stuff and then figure out where I'm sleeping tonight. One thing I don't like about my layout in here is I have to go outside to put my cooktop away. My pull-out garage type thing. It's only accessible from the outside. I also have to jump up on the roof and tape down my fan. It's not a Max Air fan, it's some cheap Amazon knockoff that was smaller and cost like next to nothing. But it's broken. I need to fix that this weekend before it gets too cold cold to do anything outside. It's already really cold. Let's see what the temperature is outside. Ooh, 34 degrees. That's not good. I'm actually going to drive around for about 20 minutes or so and just blast the engine heat. I just noticed I have exactly a quarter tank of gas left in my tank. And my diesel heater might not run. It needs at least a quarter tank of gas. I do have my little buddy as a backup heater, but I'm just going to go with the Ford engine heat for as long as possible. I don't mind driving around a little bit. I'm a little miffed. I was down in the Catskills for like 5 or 6 days and only got 2 hikes in. Well, I did that rail trail too. I had a good time. I'm not going to knock on Kingston or anywhere I stayed. Kingston is actually awesome. When you live in a van like strip mall cities like that, Fargo is another one. They're just Disney World. So many places to park and dwell. And when I say dwell, I just mean like pull over somewhere and chill in the van. Read, surf the internet, listen to music, space out, stuff like that. You can't just do that like in someone's driveway or in like a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. You need big, open parking oceans that you find in places like Kingston and Framingham. Yeah, I got one last fall adventure. That Overlook mountain house was pretty damn cool. This whole area is cool. Upstate New York, the Hudson Valley, New England. I do love living here. I just don't like the cold. I think tonight is the first night it's gonna get below freezing. And I gotta do some stuff to prep for the winter. I wanna drain my pipes, my water tank, especially the hot water heater under here. I don't like to have water in there during the winter. It's gonna get too cold. I don't want that stuff freezing. I want to get under the van and do like an undercoating thing for rust and salt mitigation. I did that when I first got the van in 2021, but I think I'm supposed to be doing that like every year, and I haven't. I'm starting to get seriously worried about rust and salt destroying what's underneath here. I want to jump on the roof and fix this fan so it doesn't keep popping open while I'm driving. And last but not least, I gotta figure out where to store these new pots and pans I have, because they're just rattling around all right now. That big one I got cooks great, but it's just too damn big. Yeah, so there's endless projects to do in the van, even though fall might be more or less over. It's over in New England. I got cooking done. I got everything done. I think I'm ready to tie a bow around this whole video, whatever it is. Thanks for watching another adventure. Gonna be cold for a while now, for like 9 months. New England winters suck. But let's not get ahead of myself. Alright, until next time, I'm just rambling. Peace out.